They say power's a fragile thing, but it's not. It's brutal, loud, unapologetic, like the Capitals. Washington isn't playing for headlines anymore. They're playing for something bigger. First in the Metropolitan. 48 wins. They don't flinch, they break bones. Strome, Protas, Ovechkin. 93 goals and 112 assists between them. You hear that? That's not a stat line. That's a blood trail. And it doesn't stop there. Dubois. Wilson. McMichael. 76 goals. Over 100 assists. Chychrun and Carlson are adding artillery from the blue line. 25 goals. 69 assists. Every pass is a blade. Every shift. A war march. Now look at Chicago. 21 wins. 1 in their last 10. A team so deep in the dark, they're eating their fingernails just to feel something. Bedard and Donato are trying, bless him. 49 goals and 69 assists between them. But the rest? Silent. The Blackhawks are scoring 2.69 goals per game and letting in 3.59. Let that sink in. They've given up 18 goals in their last 4. Their goalie Soderblom is drowning. 0.897 save percentage. Minus 2.9 goals saved above average. That's not defense. That's surrender with better lighting. Meanwhile, Logan Thompson. 0.91 save percentage. A 2.49 GAA. 12 goals saved above expected. He's not just stopping pucks, erasing hope. You think this game is about matchups. It's not. It's about momentum. Power. Belief. You know what I learned when I was cast out of the garden? That men will bow to false idols until something stronger crushes them. And today's AI pick is Capitals 1.5. They won't just win. They'll dominate. Chicago won't know if it's the horn or the hammer that hit them. Now if you'll excuse me, someone else wants to speak. He's a little off. Says the cold never really left him. Malachi. And Elvis. They're up next. Let's see what kind of mess they've dragged in.
You ever been in a fight for your life, where you had to rip open your own tent just to escape the craziness outside? Yeah, some sounds never leave you. Some cold doesn't melt. Elvis still flinches when he hears ice crack. Ain't that right, brother? Anyway, Islanders. Wild. Both teams are pretending they're balanced, but one's leaning on hope, and the other's leaning on numbers they don't believe in. The Islanders are sitting dead even at 32-32-10. At home, favored by just a hair, minus 130 on the money line. But let's talk chaos. Let's talk goals. They've scored 29 in their last 10, but they've let in 33. That ain't structure. That's a leak in the hull. Ilya Sorokin's got the name of a Bond villain but the numbers of a man out of breath. 904 save percentage, 2.8 GAA. You think that's stability? I think it's a matchstick house in a lightning storm. Elvis hates lightning too. But that's another story. Now Minnesota. They've got momentum kind of. 4 wins, 4 losses, 2 soul-sucking overtime drops in their last 10. That's not form, it's survival. They've scored 25 in that stretch. Allowed 26. Balanced, right? Wrong. That's the kind of balance you get when you're standing on a frozen lake and it's whispering under your feet. Their goalie. Gustafsson? 915 save percentage. 2.5 GAA. He's solid. But tonight? Solid ain't gonna stop what's coming. The books put this total at 5.5, but 41 of the Islanders' games have gone over that. 36 of the Wild's have too. The numbers don't care what the record says. The numbers say goals. And today's AI pick is over 5.5. This isn't a goalie duel. It's a time bomb. 1 bad rebound, 1 deflection, 1 flinch, and the floodgates open. Elvis, don't twitch. It's not real snow this time. Now brace yourself, because next up is Game 3, and it's Bonnie and Clyde. She's accusing. He's deflecting. And someone's about to lose more than just a pick.
You know what rattles me more than a Detroit power play? The fact that your mum was in this flat for 3 days. Smiled to my face, and now my grandmother's necklace is gone. She left yesterday. Coincidence? Please. That woman came here with an empty suitcase and intent. You think that's dramatic? Let's talk about the Red Wings. Scoring 29 goals in their last 10 games sounds great, until you realize they still lost 6 of them. They've got just enough firepower to tease you, and not enough to save you.
Listen, love, I'll tear apart her luggage if it'll get us back on the same page. But if we're talking teasers, the real con job here is Detroit's playoff hopes. They're 3-4, 3-3-7. Barely breathing. Meanwhile, Carolina's walking in with a 3-game win streak and the look of a team that doesn't ask questions. They outshoot their opponents in 57 games this year, and when they do, they win 74 points worth. Their system is sharp, tight, and punishes every mistake. The Wings? They're inconsistent. That's not resilience. That's indecision.
You want to talk about mistakes? Detroit lets in 3.16 goals per game, 22nd in the league. That's not a defense, it's a suggestion. Their penalty kill is dead last. Carolina's is second best. That's the difference between a team that cleans its mess, and one that is the mess. And they're walking into this game with a power play conversion rate that would make you think they're elite. But when they score 2 or less, they're toast. They've lost 13 of the 16 games where they managed just 1 goal. 1. I've had tea parties with more bite than that.
And today's AI pick is Hurricanes moneyline. Carolina's faster, deeper, colder. Detroit's skating with a limp and hoping nobody notices. This isn't a clash, it's a correction, and it's coming like a storm that forgot how to stop.
You ever notice how truth isn't revealed in the spotlight, but in the shadows? Today, we watched 3 games. 3 verdicts. 3 voices from the edge of something bigger. Lilith opened with a reckoning. Washington didn't just beat Chicago, they silenced them. Capitals minus 1.5. Clean, clinical, unavoidable. Then came Malachi and Elvis. They don't say much about where they've been. But the cold in their eyes, that's not from the weather. Islanders versus Wild. The dam creaked, then snapped. Over 5.5. Because pressure always finds the cracks. And finally, Bonnie and Clyde. She's still fiery, he's still ice. But the world they live in now, it's not the one they left behind. Detroit stumbled into a storm. Hurricanes moneyline. Power doesn't ask, it takes. 3 games, 3 souls, each one working a job they never asked for, but were chosen for. They don't fully remember how they got here, but they answer to me now. And me, I answer to someone higher. You think this is just a sports channel? It's not. It's a mission. To protect, to balance, to fight something most people don't even know exists. So if you feel like there's more going on than picks, if the edges of this feel just a little too sharp, you're paying attention. Good, now hit that like button. Subscribe, not just for the picks, but because something's coming, and when it does, you'll want to be on the right side of the line. You stayed, most don't, most come for the number, the lean, the whisper, but you stayed, which means maybe, just maybe, you hear what we hear. The world's not random, the odds aren't neutral, and somewhere, behind the lines, someone's always pulling the strings. We're just pulling back. This team's not done forming. There are more coming, and soon, someone's going to cross over. Until then, watch carefully, and remember, there's always a line, but only the right eyes can see who drew it.